Waves has gone 100% subscription only. All right, so I hadn't used that intro in quite some time. It's been 6 months or so since I'd actually used that. I thought, hey, this would be a good time to play around and bring it back for a video. So that's right. I think a lot of you have already heard by now that Waves has gone 100% subscription only. The only way you can access their new plugins now is to subscribe to them. No longer can you buy them. And if you've already got bought plugins, well, don't count on any support because there's no more WUP apparently. And so will that change? I sure hope so, because that would kind of be the right thing to do. But, they kind of left you out there cold in the desert. And so, that's unfortunate. If there is one thing alone that I've learned from all the viewers that watch my particular channel, because I've done videos regarding some various subscription models in the past, is people don't like subscription. People that do what we do, they don't want to have anything to do with it. There are some out there that are perfectly fine with it. And if you're one of those people, here's what I can tell you based upon the data that I've analyzed, is that you're a small percentage of the population. And I'm not saying you're wrong for doing it. You're free to make your own choices and do what you want. All I'm trying to tell you is the overwhelming majority of people don't want to have anything to do with it. It's one of the reasons why I left Avid and Pro Tools behind about a year ago. I'd been using Avid and Pro Tools for, 25 years. I was a very early adopter on TDM and then HDX, and I owned the Carbon. And after that, I just realized, Avid is doing nothing but ripping their customers off based upon the fact that they once were a dominant player. But today, the competition has caught up with them and surpassed them in so many ways. And so it is with Waves. There was a time, if you don't know the history of it, the advantage of being an old fart like me is I've been around a long time and I've been obsessed about this stuff for decades, is I grew through it all. I actually started in analog back in the day where there was no digital. You couldn't record a computer. Shoot, you didn't even know you'd be able to own a computer. Those were like things in big businesses and were the size of, freaking refrigerators, all right? So, but a lot has changed. A lot has evolved, and it's made life so much easier for all of us and made this whole process so much more affordable that people coming into it over the last, 15 years or so, they take for granted, and understandably so. But, there was a time that Waves was just as dominant as Avid. Actually, they were two peas in a pod. They both dominated. Waves dominated the plug-in market, and of course, Pro Tools dominated the digital audio workstation market. There were competitors coming up like Cubase as well as Logic in the early stages of it. Both those particular applications started out as MIDI sequencers that you would use with your external hardware keyboards. And everything like that, and they evolved into being able to process and record audio. See, I remember all of that. I went through all of that with them, and so anyway, they were king of the hill for a very long time. It's kind of like the girl that you knew in her 20s and in her 30s. It was just a bombshell, just absolutely drop dead gorgeous, perfect body, perfect everything. And then got married and had a few kids, and life started to catch up, and gained a few pounds, and was no longer what she used to be in her heyday, which is natural. We all go through it, certainly. Hey, look at me. What am I going to talk about? But, if you notice, sometimes you'll see them post Facebook pictures of when they were younger and not today, and they're posting those pictures from the face up. First of all, women, if you're watching this, celebrate where you are in life. Don't worry about what other people think, because I'm sure your husband thinks you're just as beautiful today as you were back then. So, and I certainly know your kids see you that way, although they don't particularly look at you that way, but they see the beauty inside for sure. But anyway, Waves is still trying to act and conduct business as if they're still the same company they were 15, 20 years ago, and they're not. So many companies. Look at what Slate has done with Slate Digital and his plugins. Look at what Plugin Alliance has done. Look what Softtube has done. Look what Acoustic Audio has done. There's so many absolute fantastic, amazing plugins out there today. And don't even talk about, UAD platform, okay? Which, is very similar to these. And I think they're they're waking up sooner than later with their particular platform, although their plugins are absolutely outstanding. But anyway, the bottom line is, you know what? There's competition that simply did not exist for you in the way it does today. And so you're not the powerhouse you used to be. So you've got a couple of problems. One, you got your users that have been, using your plugins for a very long time, a lot of new adopters because you basically repackage old plugins and put a new GUI on them, call them something else, or attach some famous mix engineer's name to them, repackage them and resell them for $29.99. Kmart Blue Light Special, for those of you who don't remember what that is. That's what Waves has been doing. They basically become the Dollar General store of plugins. And so just like products at the Dollar General store, yeah, you can get them cheap, but you're getting exactly what you pay for. And, there are still some gems with Waves. Actually, you're hearing one on my voice right now. They're NS1. And I use that and plan on continuing to use it because it's an actually really good plugin. So I'm not trying to say everything they make is garbage, certainly not, because they made a name for themselves by making high-quality plugins. It's just they've not really done anything innovative in a very, very long time. They've been riding on the coattails of their previous history, kind of like that, analogy of the hot girl in her 20s and 30s, and then life starting to change. Well, just like maybe that person didn't understand that they're not in their 20s and 30s anymore, Waves, you're not in there anymore. So I think at this stage right now, showing that they've obviously shown their colors and showed that they really don't care about any of their other customers. All they care about is milking everything they can and getting every last penny out of you. But all you got to do is spend 5 minutes and go on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any of those things, and start reading about this post on there. And all you're going to be dominated with are people complaining, slinging mud at Waves like crazy. How in the world did you not see this coming, Waves? Are you so ridiculously arrogant that you honestly didn't expect this backlash? At least a company like Plugin Alliance, right, that makes really, really great plugins, I would argue certainly better than many, if not most, of Waves plugins. They have a subscription model that actually has some value if somebody wants to entertain going down that road, because every penny that you put into it over the course of the year, they turn and give right back to you in a voucher you can use to buy the plugins that you like the most. So how are you losing anything? And if you pay for the year up front, you get the certificate right away. I would be patient and wait and find out the ones you really want to buy, because we already have a problem with plugins anyway. And I've got videos out there saying, stop this nonsense, this madness. You've got company like Waves that are just preying upon you. They're just like little leeches just preying on you, trying to get you it's only $29, so buy me, buy me, buy me. It'll make you the greatest mix engineer on the planet. Give me a freaking break. Stop it. You don't need that many plugins, right? I think with Waves, it's $24, $25, something like that a month. So in that ballpark, don't quote me on it. You can go look and see exactly what it is. But, I'm generalizing here. And you get every one of their plugins. Okay, what are you going to do with hundreds of plugins? Seriously. Who needs that? Who needs that? Nobody. Nobody, nobody, okay? Now, you get with Plugin Alliance, and you get a gazillion plugins too. But you get them for like $15 a month. Big difference, huh? So how does Plugin Alliance charge so much less, give you more value for your money if you're going to do a subscription? And most people hate subscriptions, okay? But why in the world would you consider paying $10 more a month to get mediocre plugins at best? Yes, there are some great plugins in there. I'm not taking anything away. I'm not trying to say all their plugins are bad, because that would not be true, okay? But most of them here, as of late, have just been regurgitated, just taking plugins, putting them together, and putting a fresh GUI interface on them, and selling them as something else. Same principle behind it. Why not just hold video classes and educate your users out there and say, hey, if you put this plugin with this type of setting, and then do this one, this type of setting, and then redo the first one again at this type of setting, you'll get these results with plugins you already own. Because that's basically what most of them are anyway, So anyway, I think the message to Waves, I think you're an arrogant company and you're completely, utterly lacking in leadership. I think the CEO should be fired immediately, and the marketing team should also be let go. And I think you need to get a fresh start and wake the freak up, okay? Because I think you just made a huge mistake, and I think you've just caused some self-inflicted wounds that are going to be difficult to recover from, if you can recover from them at all, okay? You still got the live market. You have that going for you. You have the live market, okay? I'll give you that, all right? But as far as the digital audio workstation side of it, I seriously doubt it, especially if you read all the ire, both in the forums over the gear space and things like that. This is not popular. It is not popular at all, and I certainly don't see any value in it at all. But hey, for all you users out there, if you happen to see value in it, by all means, jump right in. Jump right in and pay that outrageously expensive money for mediocre plugins. Join it. Go ahead. It's cool. Fine. Go ahead and do that. But my advice to all of you: stop your business with Waves immediately. Don't use any more of their plugins. Use somebody else. Send them a message that, hey, quit screwing us over, so you can get freaking greedy, okay? Which is that's what all this is about, and that's it. It's just sadly, when you have capitalism, which when you have it, and I'm a capitalist, okay? I believe in it, but at the end of the day, this is what ultimately it evolves to when you lose touch with reality. As many, if not most, do. That's why all great businesses that used to dominate their market, no matter what they were in, are out of business today because they did not evolve and stay in tune with the market, okay? So if you like the things I talk about on this channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow it, get the message out to everybody else. I really, really, really appreciate it. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. If you disagree with me, by all means, put it down there. If you agree with me, then tell me what your thoughts are on this. All I would ask that either way, you just be respectful towards me, honestly, and other people as well. We can get our points across without being obnoxious jerks, okay? I know that's hard to imagine for some of you people. I've got a video about that. You should go watch it. But for some of you people, but regardless, the majority of you are great human beings, and I appreciate every one of you. And for all of you, I hope you have a great day. Waves, I hope you have a great day too. I just don't see sunshine coming your way. Bye-bye. Have you heard the news? Waves has gone, I can't even say that with a straight freaking face. Holy crap. All right. Oh, I got to find that Skeeter and kill it. And I need your hawk eyes.
What?
I need your hawk eyes.
What did you lose?
There's a Skeeter in here.
Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on.
And we need to find it and kill it.
I see it. Hold on. Don't move.
Played that intro in like 6 months. What a great opportunity to bring it back in for a New York minute. All right, so come on. Come the freak on. Waves, you think it's going to be successful, 100% subscription?